Welcome to King Lizard's Game Lounge and another Rainbow Six Siege montage, although this one's going to be slightly different because I'm going to do a talk through on this one. So I basically wanted to have a bit of a chat with you guys out there, just to give you a bit of an idea about who I am, why I play games, and also give you a bit of an insight as to why I make these videos and stuff. Now, I'm an old dude. I've been playing games for a very long time. I've been talking since 1977, some of the very first Space Invader systems and stuff. And for me, you know, Rainbow Six Siege as a franchise started on PC and continued mainly onto the Xbox 360, where I loved, you know, Rainbow Six Las Vegas and Las Vegas 2. Very good games. I also like the multiplayer sections of those games. But for me, you know, the primary in these games was always the campaign and also the terrorist hunt. Absolutely love terrorist hunt. So when I was looking at buying Rainbow Six Siege, it wasn't for the multiplayer aspect. It was actually for the terrorist hunt aspect, which at the moment, unfortunately, is pretty badly broken by Ubisoft. However, I do have much younger friends than me that play Rainbow Six Siege online, and they got me into this game online, and I actually quite enjoy it. It can be quite frustrating sometimes because obviously there is a lot of team killing and a lot of people that basically just like to troll other players in this particular title, which hopefully, you know, Ubisoft will fix at some point or somehow find a way to counter it so that everyone can enjoy the game. At the end of the day, you know, I play a game to get out of reality and to relax. You know, a lot of people tend to get quite wound up playing games, and you know, that's not a good thing. You know, for me, it's all about relaxing. If I'm getting shot by other people, that's fine. You know, some people are better than me. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know. But you know, for me, it really is about playing at my pace. You know, doing what I want to do to complete the objective with my team in order to win the match. And you know, I'm very much wanting to win matches all the time. I probably win about 50% of the matches I play, to be honest. My stats might say different. I'll have to check actually. You know, majority of the time, KD wise, I think I'm in 0.9 something. You know, KD wise, I tend to make some bad decisions at times. I'm actually a very slow, methodical player. I will actually, you know, get to the objective and try to stay alive and try to support my team and cover the back of the people that I'm playing with. Now, typically I'm playing parties of 2 to 4, very occasionally 5 people. And, you know, playing Rainbow Six online, if you're, you know, playing Siege and you've got you and a mate and then 3 randoms, and you come across a team that is, you know, 5 people working together, you're pretty much going to get brutalized, and that does happen on occasion. But for me, it's more about the taking part, playing the game, and just trying to do the best I can, really. Occasionally I'll have the odd you know, reactive moment where I'll go into like full fire on my gun and just mess up hitting the target entirely. That happens to all of us, bit of panic fire. But in general, I'm a reasonably quick shooter. I do not have that auto aim function on in Rainbow. I hate that with a vengeance, just as much as I hated it when they originally introduced it into, I think Modern Warfare was one of the first games they introduced that kind of snap on. And for me, that's not playing the game. You know, it's kind of, you know, don't take this wrong, I personally feel like it's cheating. That's just me. But I have free aim, so when I'm shooting people online, it's me doing it. It's not me snapping onto them and killing them. It's me actually aiming and killing them. So sometimes I'm going to get it wrong. Sometimes I find this game, you know, can give you an impression like someone's shooting you from another angle from where they actually are. And you know, that can be a bit off-putting or confusing sometimes. Other times it's just plain hard to actually see people. You know, you're kind of looking through a gap and you can't see much of anything, and yet when you see the kill count from the opposite side, you know, they've got clear, you know, clear line of sight on your face or your entire body when all you could see was a sliver. The angles in this game are a bit strange at times. I don't really get how I can see next to nothing through a gap and someone else can see everything and murder me before I even get a chance to see them. But again, it's just one of the features of this game you either get used to or you hate. Now, from a player perspective, you know, I play to enjoy myself. I am competitive. I won't deny that I'm not, but these days, unfortunately, I've got a lot of illnesses which impair my mental ability to react, but also my ability to stay alert and stay awake. I suffer from a number of conditions. I have something called tinnitus, which I've had since I was 35, which basically is a continuous loud noise in my head. Kind of like when you're in this game and an explosion goes off next to you, you kind of get that. That's what I have 24/7. I have to live with it. I have for the last 12 years now. But the other issues I have are severe depression, which is work-based or stress-based depression, which I've not been able to shift for the last 5 or so years, and I'm still fighting with it, but you know, it tends to take a lot of control of my life. And the other issue I have, which you know probably started my depression, or at least helped towards my depression quite some time ago, is something called severe sleep apnea. Now, severe sleep apnea is a condition where basically you stop breathing in your sleep. I do that 21 times an hour, and it basically means that my body is working overtime during the night. It's all, sorry, I was just enjoying that clip there, the guy teabagging me and gets murdered. I just kind of, you know, it's something where you basically, you know, sleep, but you're not sleeping, and because your body's constantly being awoken by the fact you're not breathing, your body's a wonderful thing. It'll actually try and keep you alive when you stop breathing in your sleep. But that means that you get interrupted sleep. And that is very much my issue. So basically the specialist told me that every 7 hours of sleep, I get 14 minutes actual sleep. So 14 minutes out of every 7 hours my eyes closed. As a result, I'm extremely tired all of the time. Pretty much exhausted, and you know, it's a real challenge for me to get through a day without actually falling asleep. I've fallen asleep hoovering, ironing. I've even fallen asleep cycling on a bike at 20 odd mile an hour. You know, just literally shut down. Fortunately, I landed up on the left side of the curbing and not the right side, otherwise I might not be talking to you now. But you know, it's a very serious condition, and as a result it does affect my ability to react, and also my ability to stay alert sometimes. So sometimes you might kind of see me, you know, looking down the lens and you think, well, why hasn't he killed that guy yet? It's because I just can't react as quick as I used to. Way back in the day, you know, kind of 10 years ago, I was on average, my favourite online FPS ever has to be Modern Warfare 2, you know, Call of Duty. That game for me was just an excellent game, and it's something that I played with a lot of people. My average match count would be about 35 kills. Back then I was, you know, pretty alert, pretty reactive, and I generally would get a very good kill ratio. However, you know, with the illnesses I have right now, that's very much the opposite. So for me, you know, gaming's all about escaping reality, just trying to relax and enjoying the company of my friends, because I need that for my depression. It helps me. Going on to these videos, you know, I put these videos on, they're basically my experiences in the game. I just want to share, you know, some of the stuff I do in the game with you guys out there, and some of my successes and some of the enemy's failures and stuff, and hopefully in there we'll get the odd funny moment, who knows. But that's pretty much what these videos are about. Just me having fun in Rainbow Six, just trying to do my best and sharing that with the rest of the community. Rainbow Six Siege is very much my go-to game. That and Forza Motorsport 7, these are the two most common things I will play. I've got a ridiculous collection of games, both on DLC and disc, and I always find myself returning to Rainbow Six Siege and Forza Motorsport. On average, you know, I probably play at least 10 hours of Rainbow a week, and you know, probably similar amount for Forza Motorsport 7 when I can, you know, stay awake and stay alert. So yeah, I'm not you know, one of these people that will follow other YouTubers or ranked players or anything and actually, you know, get all these tips, what they do, where they sit, all these special little angles they know. Obviously I come up against those people online, and normally it ends quite negative, but you know, I play and learn, if you like. So I've learned quite a lot in this game while I've been playing it. I still make some silly mistakes sometimes, but you know, it's all part of the experience. And to be honest, the great thing about this game is, although you have very few game modes, you actually have a very different experience pretty much every time you play. You know, people do different things each time they attack a room. Now, I always play defense when I'm a defender. You know, I don't roam the map and try and kill people before they even get into the area they're trying to attack. I don't like that personally. I know it's a strategy, so I guess it's, you know, something people are going to do. They adapt to a game, they try and do something differently. But for me, it's like there are a lot of people in this game at the moment that just want to kill everything instantly and be on with the next match. And for me, that, you know, you may as well be playing COD or Battlefield or something if you're going to do that. You know, this is a game about tactics, and for me it's about, you know, as an attacker, using my character's abilities and my abilities to get through the map and help and assist my teammates to complete the objective and win. As a defender, it's about me using my defensive abilities in order to protect the objective and defend it and stay with the objective. There are a lot of matches where, you know, kind of a lot of the time you don't see me posting the end of round. You kind of see these clips of me shooting stuff, and that's purely because a lot of the time we get to the objective and there's no one there. They've left the area because they've all gone off to kill everyone. That's not every case, but it's the majority of cases. It kind of defeats the object of the game for me. You know, I'm not saying it's wrong or right, I'm just saying it's not the way I like to play. Unfortunately, I come up against a lot of people that play it entirely different to me, which obviously keeps it interesting, because then I've got to adapt to the way that other people are playing. So you're always kind of on point and on guard for, you know, whatever happens, and it's always going to be unpredictable. So I get into, you know, a few clutches. I actually had a really good clutch in the rank match. I joined rank matches back for the first time in ages this week, and I got into a 3 versus 1 and actually came out on top, surprisingly, for me anyway, and actually had a really good couple of sets of matches in ranked. Haven't done a whole lot at the moment, but hopefully in the not too distant future these videos will actually be ranked orientated if me and my colleagues that I play with have some better experiences in those ranked matches, and hopefully not too much team killing. I think it's a real shame, sort of the state that this game has gotten into, with people kind of, you know, just team killing for the sake of it. You know, literally because you didn't choose a recruit at the beginning of the match, someone murders you, or because you chose their character they wanted to play, they murder you, and then obviously your mates murder them, and you know, you land up with one poor arsehole sat in the lobby fighting against 5 people on the enemy team, all because some idiot decided it'd be a good job to kill someone for no bloody good reason. So it's, you know, it is a bit frustrating, and you know, I don't particularly find that very funny. I just find it pretty sad, really, that people have to do that in order to get attention and destroy other people's enjoyment of a game. You know, if you don't want to play the game and, you know, you're just going to screw around, go and do a private match with your friends and do it that way. Don't do it with the public matches. Let the rest of us play the game how we want to play it and enjoy it and relax. So on Tuesday this week, December 5th, the White Noise DLC became available, and that includes the new tower map, which is a skyscraper map. Very corridor based map, that one. Quite a tough map for multiplayer, I think. It's definitely tough for terrorist hunt, so I've played that a few times already. I will be sharing hopefully a preview of that hopefully in the next day or two on the channel for the weekend. But we also get 3 new characters to play with. If you're obviously a year 2 season pass holder, you get those right away. Everyone else can unlock them with Renown on December 12th. Obviously good the way that, you know, Ubisoft are supporting this game in terms of, you know, bringing out new content and new operators, and the fact that we're getting near to possibly a season 3 for this game now. And I did invest in season 2. Season 1 I actually played the entire game, you know, at base. I didn't buy any of the extra bits and bobs or the season 1 pass. I earned every character I play with, which is the entire set from season 1. And when it got to season 2, I thought these guys are doing a great job. You know, there's lots of new content coming out. There's lots of new characters and stuff. They're supporting the community. I'm gonna, you know, I feel like I'm obliged to invest another £25 in this title, which I did. I think it was £20 I paid at the time. Actually, I think it was on the special cheap for a couple of weeks. But you know, I was really happy to do that. However, Most recently, as I said earlier, I'm a fervent fan of Terrorist Hunt. Terrorist Hunt for me is a big part of Rainbow Six. I do play a hell of a lot of Terrorist Hunt, and I just like it. Ideally I'd like to play against realistic and complete realistic matches as classic Terrorist Hunts. I'm actually finding it really hard to do that solo because the AI are just so ridiculously predictable in terms of they know where you are all the time. You instantly walk around a corner, they're shooting you in the face. Even if you're using devices like satchels to blow walls open. The idea about that originally was that would stun the enemy and give you some time to do something, but it doesn't actually have any effect. Things like the satchels and that kind of becoming quite redundant. They don't work on the AI, and they definitely don't work with people online, not unless they're sat right on top of them and get killed by them. And I think that's a shame, because there's a certain number of elements of this game which have kind of been lost, and things like I said, like the satchel charge blowing open a wall should stun enemy. It's something that should surprise them and give you as an attacker a few seconds to take the objective and stuff, or at least to get a kill or two, and that just doesn't happen with this game at the moment. The thing that has really annoyed me with Ubisoft at the moment is their capping on the renown. I play this game for fun, as I said, but at the same time, I like to play a game. I like to feel like I'm, getting something from it. I think it's a shame they haven't put any additional achievements in this game. I do like my achievements, and given that there's been 2 years of passes, it would have been nice to see this at least 2,000 gamer score by now. Just give you some other achievements or things to do in the game as well as just play. And the other thing that I kind of never been bothered with in season 1, you don't bother with any kind of aesthetics or anything, but now they're kind of rewards through the renown system that was introduced earlier this year. I kind of feel like it's something to play for and something to work for. And me doing Terrorist Hunt and getting 100 plus renown each time I completed Terrorist Hunt on hard mode, which is what I generally play, was an incentive for me to keep playing Terrorist Hunt. But recently Ubisoft capped that, and as a result now you pretty much earn about 30k on a Terrorist Hunt, renown wise, which to me doesn't make sense, because I'm playing the game in hard mode. I'm not cheating. I'm playing the game the way it's meant to be. I'm trying to kill enemy, I'm trying to protect an objective, and I'm trying to do it as quickly as I possibly can without dying, obviously. And it's a hell of a lot harder to do that solo, or on your own, than it is to do it as a group. And yet as a group you're rewarded much more than a single player. Now to me that doesn't make any sense. If I'm playing Terrorist Hunt at a harder mode, e.g. realistic or hard, and I complete it, I expect to get better rewards than a group of 5 people playing it, because I'm doing it harder, I'm doing it on my own. What I definitely don't expect to see is less rewards, or considerably less rewards like there are at the moment. That for me is a sore point, and because of that I'm not spending any money on Season 3. That has really ticked me off. Ubisoft's response, I did send Ubisoft quite a detailed and comprehensive response about their renown statement, because it never really says people are cheating. It doesn't determine how people are farming renown, and if it's just because they're playing Terrorist Hunt the way it's supposed to be played, then they shouldn't be punishing players for that. They should fix or resolve the problem. I mean, more importantly, they should fix Terrorist Hunt, because since Operation Health they've really screwed that mode up. It is the worst I've seen it. You've got enemy walking backwards that aren't even looking at you, shooting you in the face instantly when you walk around a corner. And you've got all kinds of strange things. There's lots of times now where I get 2 or 3 enemies at the end of the round that don't even come to me. They're miles away behind a shield or stood against a barrier they can't break, or don't have the intelligence to break, or they're stuck in the wall. There's a lot of problems with this game at the moment that need fixing. I do enjoy it. I am a little frustrated with it, and based on you know, Ubisoft's recent response to me, which in a nutshell pretty much said the only thing they care about is multiplayer. They don't care about single players or terrorist hunt. They just care about people playing online. And, you know, that for me is quite disheartening to hear and very disappointing. So as a result, you know, I won't be spending my money on Season 3. I'll be playing it for sure, but I won't be investing that year unless they make some pretty cool changes coming up. Although there's supposed to be a new PvE mode. I've heard zombies, and I'm not sure how that fits into Rainbow Six Siege. I'm hoping it's not zombies. I'm hoping it's something a bit more sensible, but we shall see. Maybe it's some kind of weird outbreak, who knows. But anyway, that's enough from me for now. Please enjoy the rest of the video, and remember to rate and subscribe. If you're not already a member of the King Lizard's Game Lounge, it'd be great to have you aboard. Take care, keep well, and keep watching.
One op 4 remaining. One op 4 remaining. Secure the room. Protect the biocontainer. Hostile activity. Securing the container once the threat is neutralized. Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.